Hello everyone, welcome to Madrid Pulse. You got source of latest news, events, and everything happens in heart of Spain. Real Madrid have reacted quickly this summer to a season without a major trophy. With the Intercontinental Cup and the European Super Cup, the only silverware put away at the Santiago Bernabeu this season. That has taken the form of over 100 million euros in spending before the European season is officially over. New manager Xabi Alonso was seemingly keen to join Los Blancos after the Club World Cup to give him time to prepare, but he will at least have 3 new players to bolster his options in the United States. But before continue, make sure you have already subscribed for getting more Real Madrid updates. Let's dive in. The Basque manager will be able to count on Alvaro Carreras, Dean Huijsen, and Trent Alexander-Arnold coming through the door. A midfielder was said to be next on the agenda for Los Blancos, with a lack of control in the middle of the pitch proving an issue last season. Alonso commented that Jude Bellingham would be returning to a deeper role, but it is believed that he was keen for another player in the middle of the pitch to arrive. Real Madrid have been linked to a number of midfielders, including Tijani Reinders, Martin Zubimendi, and Angelo Stiller. Yet Cadena SR says that within the club, there is less of a commitment to spending on a midfielder. They feel the middle of pitch is well covered, and although they are still looking at options, there is less urgency, and they have ruled out spending big on the likes of Enzo Fernandez, Rodri Hernandez, or Alexis Mac Allister. They do say that the Club World Cup is being used as a test. If things do not work in midfield, then that stance could change. Otherwise, Real Madrid will evaluate their options to reinforce the position, but without definitively deciding to move for someone. It puts Alonso in a tricky position. Clearly, he will want to do well with Real Madrid in his debut competition in the USA, and a poor start will immediately put him under pressure. At the same time, being successful may rob him of a player he feels he needs if the club see it as an argument not to invest. Real Madrid's new manager, Xabi Alonso, is already making key decisions ahead of the 2025/26 season. One of his first tasks is to finalize the group of center-backs that will form the base of his backline. With Dean Huijsen, Eder Militao, David Alaba, and Antonio Rudiger already set, Alonso is expected to choose either Raúl Asensio or Jacobo Ramón as the 5th option in defense. Both players have come through the academy, and both have shown potential to make it into the first team. Alonso, who is known for using a system with 3 center-backs, wants solid depth to avoid the kind of injury crisis that troubled Carlo Ancelotti last season. With Militao, Alaba, and Rudiger all missing parts of the 2024/25 campaign through injury, ensuring more reliable options is a must. Asensio appears to be the front-runner for the spot. He had a strong season with the first team and impressed when called upon. However, off-field issues have recently clouded his rise. He is currently involved in a legal matter which temporarily halted his promotion. Despite this, Asensio remains a serious candidate due to his performances and chemistry with the squad. On the other hand, Ramón has a personal connection to Xabi Alonso. The Spanish coach previously worked with him during his time managing the Infantil A side. That past experience may count in his favor. However, while Ramón scored a notable goal against Mallorca, his overall performance has not been as convincing. As of now, Asensio has a slight advantage, thanks to his consistent showings. Still, Ramón's past link with Alonso could make this decision closer than expected. Endrick endured a mixed debut season at Real Madrid after arriving from Palmeiras last summer. The 18-year-old found minutes hard to come by under now-departed manager Carlo Ancelotti, with the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., and Rodrigo goes ahead of him. Despite his limited involvement, Endrick managed to finish the season with 7 goals and an assist from around 850 minutes in all competitions. Currently sidelined with an injury and unlikely to recover in time for the FIFA Club World Cup, Endrick will not be able to add to that tally. and with Xabi Alonso taking over as manager, it is still unclear whether the Brazilian prodigy will have a place in the new coach's scheme. Serie A heavyweights Juventus and AC Milan are both interested in signing Endrick from Real Madrid in the summer. The Merengues, for the moment, are not taking any steps and are waiting for Alonso's decision regarding the player before entering into negotiations with any interested parties. Should Endrick be allowed to leave, Real Madrid may employ a strategy they have used in recent years with other young talents, either sending him out on loan or selling 50% of his rights with a buyback option. The likelihood of that appears slim, however, considering that there are no natural center forwards in the squad. Furthermore, reports earlier today suggested that Endrick could even be the favorite to take the number 9 shirt at Real Madrid next season, with Kylian Mbappé likely to move to number 10. It indicates that the Spanish capital club have the 18-year-old talent as part of their plans for the upcoming campaign. Real Madrid have already wrapped up 3 summer signings, and more could be on the way at the Santiago Bernabeu. There is a desire for a new midfielder to be signed, while an attacker could also arrive if Rodrigo Goes departs, and in the case of the latter, Franco Mastantuono is well placed. Real Madrid have held a long-term interest in Mastantuono, having followed him since last year at least. In recent weeks, there has been a desire to bring him to the club this summer when he turns 18, with talks having also been held with his representatives. But as of now, the chances of Mastantuono joining Real Madrid are not great. As per TIC Sports, via Sport, club bosses do not want to pay River Plate's asking price, which is the teenager's reported €40 million release clause. And further to this, the report has also noted that Paris Saint-Germain are pushing hard to sign Mastantuono, with their desire to have him at the Parc des Princes as soon as he turns 18 in August. It has been widely reported that Mastantuono is prioritizing a move to Real Madrid, but it is far from certain that he ends up in the Spanish capital. Los Blancos look unlikely to make a move unless River lower their demands, and that is not expected to happen anytime soon. It will be interesting to see whether Mastantuono does leave River this summer, but if he does, it would be a surprise for him to join Real Madrid unless they give in to the demands set by the Argentine giants. PSG take on Inter in the Champions League final this Saturday, and you can find out where to get last-minute tickets here. Real Madrid are set to sign 3 defenders this summer, but there are further plans for the back line to be addressed in the next 12 to 18 months. Another center-back is wanted due to David Alaba and Antonio Rudiger coming towards the final years of their careers, and at this stage, they are looking to the Premier League to replace at the one of them, William Saliba. The Arsenal defender is a top target for Los Blancos, who are expected to consider a move in 2026 if he were to be available. But the chances of that being the case are not looking good. Saliba would only have a year on his current deal in 2026, and while this would mean that Real Madrid may have a chance of signing him for a reduced fee, it does not appear that this opportunity will come their way at all. That's because just Arsenal have reported that contract talks are ongoing between Saliba and Arsenal, and they are believed to be progressing well. As such, there is a confidence from within the Premier League club that an agreement will be reached in the coming weeks. At this stage, it appears much more likely that Konate will be more attainable for Real Madrid. His own contract situation at Liverpool is much more unclear, with negotiations currently at a standstill. However, until an agreement comes between Saliba and Arsenal, there is still a chance on that front too. It remains to be seen who Real Madrid sign to replace Alaba Rudiger, but it is clear that whoever it is will be pursued in 2026. For now, both current players are expected to remain at the Santiago Bernabeu for the 2025 to 2026 campaign.